What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day, and I am bringing you something so freaking special that it was delivered to me by the mailman in a little tiny bus, and he actually had a nice foam helmet sitting right on top of the package. That's how special this thing is. I mean, special. It is awesome. I am bringing you the Essie Junglas. Oh, yeah. Now, if you're reading it in English, you're going to say, oh, it's the Junglas. And you're going to think it's called that because it means jungle. But not really. So basically, this one was named after the Colombian police, who was the Jungla. And they were, how do you say it? Jungla Compañía, or Compañía Jungla Antinarcóticos. I think that's what it was. Compañía Jungla Antinarcóticos, which is basically a special operations unit that they had, and it was to fight narcotics. It was an anti-narcotic deal there, and it was awesome. But they needed a badass blade that was machete capable, but it had to be a freaking knife. They used it in the Latin American jungles and counter, narcotic operations. And the thing is just an absolute beast. It was made for the field. It was used in the field. I mean, this thing is the field. It is that good of a knife. So let's get on to some of the specs of this guy. Let's pull it out of the sheet. So let's go over the sheet, actually. Pretty cool. It's Kydex, and it's got Molly capable attachment. It's got lanyard. It's got Velcro opening, so you can go around a belt. It is strong. It has areas for attachments, so you can attach line to this thing. You can, put on your fill rods or your mag rods or whatever, anything you're going to put, your strikers, anything you want to put on this thing, you can fit because there's a lot of space. There's a lot of space. It's a phenomenal knife. Even if you want to carry it a little bit lower, you can sink this, avoid using this, drop this down, and you can have it a little bit higher rise. But with a knife like this one's made to sit down low. Normally with my survival knives, that's what I'll do. I'll drop down the belt attachment and do it that way. But let's go over the specs, if you will, on this guy. Overall, it's 16.5 inches long with a 9 3/4 inch cutting edge on a 10 3.8 inch blade. It's, let's see, 23 ounces and a 0.188 thickness, and it is all 1095 high carbon, wonderfully heat treated steel, and of course linen micarta grips, which feel good. Remember, if it's cold outside, which we're going to go outside and it's going to be a little cold, if it's cold outside, micarta will get hard and slick. When it's warm inside, that's why I wanted to start in here instead of outside, because I just wanted to get a nice good feel before my hands get cold on this, because if you've been following my channel, you know that I do not review with gloves on. And the reason is because if I gave you a review with gloves on, then I'm giving you a review of a knife, how it feels with gloves that you might not own. So it's kind of an unfair review, because people put on gloves and they test these and they go, oh, it leaves no hot spots. How do you know you're wearing gloves? Or they'll say, oh, it's really comfortable in the hand. How do you know? You have gloves on, you know what I mean? And the next guy's not going to wear your gloves. His gloves might be crappy with this thing. So I don't do gloves. I don't do gloves when I'm reviewing, because I want the most honest and fair assessment of a knife I can give you. I can tell you this about the handle. It's big. This reminds me of my Condor Moonshiner handle, which for me is really good. You get that nice big fat grip right between the two swells on the end to hold your hand in there really nice and tight. It's just fan freaking tastic. And it is, you know, pure S.E. Rowan designed, S.E. And Randall's Adventure Training, obviously, we all know what that is. This thing is badass. And you don't realize how big it is until you have a few big knives that you think, holy crap, these are big. And then you get this guy. So, is it as big as the iconic Ontario SP5? Look at the size of this knife. Well, now look at the size of that knife. This Hunglas is just a monster. And you're thinking, all right, well, you know, what about compared to the other iconic blade in the collection that gets people all sweaty? The Ka-Bar Big Brother. That thing's huge. It's got to be about the same as that. No. This guy is bigger than the Ka-Bar Big Brother. This thing is so big, in fact, that if I'm going to swing it next to something to show how impressive it is, I would choose the Natchez Bowie. The Natchez Bowie is a little bit bigger, but look at how closely these things are sized. How you can compare. This Hunglas is almost the same size as the freaking Natchez Bowie. And the Natchez Bowie has a long clip point where this is a drop point. So you're getting more meat at the end of this guy. And so you can really, you know, apples to apples and whatnot. You can compare tip to tip. This thing might just be more knife. Whew. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. I love this stuff, man. So what we're going to do is we're going to go outside. We're going to swing the crap out of this. We're going to get it some nice work. Let's knock off some hairs, because I don't just guess. I don't have to wonder if this thing is shave sharp. I happen to know for a fact that this thing isn't just shave sharp, but it is shave your baby's ass sharp. I mean, or not even shave your baby's ass. I don't think you need to, but shave you down to baby's ass smoothness. See, maybe it was me that was delivered with a little busting helmet. Special. So, let's go outside. Let's swing this around. Let's have some fun. Let's see what it can do. Enjoy the video. Hit subscribe. Hit like. Look at the hundreds of videos I have up there, because if I'm not reviewing the knife you want to see today, who knows? There's a good chance I already reviewed it, or there's a good chance I'm about to, because I have a lot more to go through. This one is just special. Oh, retail. This thing retails for about $220, and you can find these all day between $160 and $170. So after you see this video and you're completely impressed with this knife and you think, holy crap, I need one. Yes, you do. Buy one, but shop around, because you can find these at a much better price in retail. There's no reason you have to pay $220. Is it worth $220? Hell yeah. There's a whole lot of blade here to be worth $220, but you don't have to spend that much. Let's go outside. All right, so we are going to swing away with this big bastard and have some fun. Now, we're going to do the water bottle test to start, and I'm sure some people feel like a water bottle test really isn't a test, and any knife's going to go through it. But if you've watched the videos, I actually have some knives that couldn't even pierce the water bottle. So it does show that the knife has some kind of edge. And I have to say, as far as Essie's concerned, every Essie I've used has an edge worthy of being a cutter. As a matter of fact, I have on me right now, and most of the time, my Essie Avispa, which is just about the same size. So, you know, there's no way you're going to get an Essie, a real Essie, that has a bad edge. It's just not going to happen. One thing I didn't mention about this is there's no choil and no jimping, right? The blade is fat enough to where you can put your thumb on it and be good. The Ricasso, while it looks short, is really good to where I can still choke up. I could put my finger on that Ricasso and I am not getting, I don't even know if you can see, here's my finger, there's the Ricasso. I'm not getting it on the blade's edge. So I have plenty of room there to work the knife. And if I needed to, I can just go side grip anyway and work that way. But that right there is still pretty comfortable. It's not too bad. So if you need to choke up, if you need to get some better operable positioning, then you can do that. That's not too bad. So let's swing this thing through a water bottle. What do you say? I'm waiting. You guys, man. All right, here we go. There was no doubt that that was about to happen, because it's the freaking Junglas. This thing is made to take down freaking drug runners. It can take down a damn water bottle. Let's keep going. All right, guys. So normally when I take you outside to do a chop test, I hit the pallet or I'll hit a log. It's already down, and all is good. But this is the Junglas. And Junglas is made for big time chopping. So we are going to do some big time chops here. So let's first get rid of this tree, because it only takes one to do so. Then we got this little one right here. We're going to get rid of that one. We'll actually knock it down a little bit more. Then we got this other one. That's pretty good. We got some more over here. That was actually 2 in 1. That's not too bad. So now we have this big guy. How big is it? Let's see if you could see that. Here's the tree, and here's the Junglas. I still have some wiggle room. So you're looking at about a 3-inch tree. Let's see what kind of damage this does. And it's the kind of damage that is pretty severe. Man, this thing, it's so smooth. It goes through without even an issue. There's a tree. So it goes on all the way over there. This thing is a beast of a knife. I'm talking, man, can't even get out of there. When these guys were out tracking these drug lords, right? And they're going through the jungles, they need to be able to chop through anything in their way. And instead of using a regular machete, they pull out this guy, left or right-handed, it doesn't matter. It's just the blade does the work. They pull out this guy, and it just gets the job done, right? It's a freaking beast. So, it's just a pretty badass blade. Guys, this thing, it's made to be a chopper. That's what this thing is made for. It's designed to do exactly what I'm doing, to get into the jungle, to get into the woodlands, and just cruise through and just chop down whatever madness comes in its way. If I'm out here hiking and I need to chop down this tree, and then I need to chop down this tree, and I need to chop down this tree. That's what this guy is for. And it does so with absolute ease and precision. So after chopping down 15 trees, how's that edge look? That edge is freaking phenomenal. This is the Essie Junglas. It doesn't get much better than this. As far as blades in this category of this size, you're not going to find better knives than what you're looking at right here. You know what I mean? You have some Tops blades that are phenomenal. You've got some Cold Steel blades that are phenomenal. You got some Bark River blades that are phenomenal. There's a lot of knives out there that are just great for this kind of thing. But if I needed to bring one, if I just needed one to swing out in the woods as life or death situation, I needed to get through the woods, man, I'll tell you what, I don't know if there's something different that I'm going to bring outside of this one right here. This knife is phenomenal for what it's good at, and it is good at just about everything. So let's keep actually, you know what, let's stay here. We got enough wood out here. Why not use some of it? All right. So now if I need to shave down some wood for pit spikes, traps, if I need to make structures, This guy right here can shave. And what I would do, honestly, if I would try and knock down the tip this way first, because I'd want as much material gone as possible with each swipe. So doing this, and if you put it against something hard and then do that, you can sharpen a stick a lot faster. Doing this little technique where you just put it up against something that's not going to move. Generally, it would be the ground. I just want you guys to be able to see this. But you do that, once you get it down to an appropriate size, you put the finishing touches on your tip. If you're making spears or arrows or pit spikes, once you get it down to a nice size, that's when you finish it off. You make an extremely sharp tip, and that's your GoDaddy. Even if it's just a spear, you know what I mean? Even if it's some pikes or anything like that. Or if you're building a structure the way I like to do it, where I would take a bunch of these, I would drive long ones of these into the ground, and then I would weave my long branches or my long tree stems or stalks in between them, and that's how I like to make mine. This thing is fantastic. So let's knock off some of this bark here and get to the wood. If you could we see the wood? Not in a school zone. All right, so let's knock off that tip so I don't stab myself. I'm gonna go with a side grip here. And man, whoops, I'm knocking them off. This blade is so hefty, so long and strong and big and bad. You gotta understand how to control it, when to stop, how to stop. Because when you're doing your feather sticking, you can just get a whole lot of runaway feathers. But when you do it right, man, I'll tell you what, you're gonna make some sweet fire. Sweet fire. It is just a beast. What I want to do, here, I got this piece right here. What I want to do is I'm going to hit it with the spine only, and see what we get. And the spine is just as deadly as the edge on this guy. Let's try that again. Just the spine. Hulk smash. It is fantastic. That is just the spine, right? And the black coating on this is fantastic. It's strong. My SE6, which I use a lot, I haven't even come close to damaging the coating on that blade. It's just freaking phenomenal. What I want to do, I'm going to chop down a log, and I want to do some batoning, but I already showed you how to chop, so I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to press pause. I'm going to come back when I have it. We'll baton together as a family. All right, so I think I have enough material here now to where we can get some good batoning done. There we go. Let's set it up. Hopefully I'm in a stable enough place to where it won't slip off. You guys can see what's going on here. Yeah, why not? All right, let's do that again. All right, let's do that again. Well, I could literally do this all day. Go from a log to 100 pieces of kindling real quick, but that would be kind of boring, I'm pretty sure. I wonder how far we can get into this thing on one swing. That's a pretty good chunky piece there. You can see that, right? Let's see, one swing. Let's see. Holy moly. That went almost all the way through. Oh, you can't even really see that. But it's like from here all the way to here. Oops, right there. Is already cut. So that was one swing, and that went pretty much through the whole thing. And that was the last of it that needed to be chopped off. That's pretty damn good. And I'm pretty sure if I swung it a little harder, that might have gone all the way through. I was just giving it a whack. I didn't think I was gonna get as far as I did. So that's pretty impressive. Let's go take a walk. Now I'm gonna explain to you how you're being held up right now. I don't have a bipod or a tripod. What I did is I took my Hunglas and I walked over to one that was already cut down, and I went just like that. And when I hit it, it obviously spreads it open. So I stuck my phone in there and then pulled the knife out, and so it's sandwiching the phone. So if any of you guys see the Woods got mad at me, I took down one of their brothers, so it tried to trip me. So if you're ever out in the woods and you're trying to set up a video, not even for a review, but just a video you want to take with your family, or if you're building a tent or something, you want to show it off, that is a great way to make a bipod tripod for your phone. Even see, you can see doing this. I do that. I spread it, put my fingers and see how it's holding. It's like a clothespin. That's a great way to bipod, your phone, or it's a monopod actually. But it's a great way to hold your phone. There's no shaking. It's not going to move anywhere. It's not going to fall down. It's wedged in there really nice, and it's only about this much of the bottom of the phone, right over the case. Just a good little tip if you plan on making your own little homemade videos. All right, let's keep going. So as we all know, there's only one thing that separates like from love, and that's how well does it fly through the air. Let's go back 5 yards, and we'll give it its first throw, because I haven't thrown this thing yet. Woo! First throw was what we consider victorious. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that was really in there. What I want to do is I want to do it again, because it actually hit lower than when I was aiming, and it's so heavy that that's why. But I want to see if I can aim it and hit it where I want it to hit. Yes, that was a little better. So now I'm not bending down. I was actually aiming right around here, and I hit right there. So I'm about 3 inches off of my spot, but that first one was almost 11 inches away. So you can see, and it's really easy to throw. That's my first 2 times ever throwing this knife. I've thrown it twice so far. You watched them. They both went 1 and then 2. There's no stopping, no editing, no playing around. I just grab it, I throw it, and it works. And I am not a professional knife thrower by any freaking means necessary. I'm just a guy who likes to throw knives, but this thing makes it happen. It does have, I never mentioned, a nice little hammer end there. It does have a lanyard hole. This thing, I'll tell you what, once these grips got a little bit wet and dirty, holy crackerjack box. These guys right here are so comfortable with, let me see if I want to get a little wetness from the leaves, because it had been raining here the last couple days in old New England. Oh man, that's the one good thing about Lincoln Micarta, is when you get your hands wet and dirty, the grip just gets better. It's so freaking tacky when your hands are nasty. So you see this is how you want your handle to look. If it still looks like that part right there, where it's nice and clean and shiny and brand new, then you're not going to get the grip that you want. This knife is better used in the handle than it is new, I'll tell you that. All Lincoln Micartas are. It's made to suck in the essence of freaking knife wielding, and then it just puts it right back into your hand. This right here, this looks like how I want it to look. This is what's beautiful, not shiny and new and looking like a glass of milk. I want something looking like somebody dumped your milk in the dirt. So I'll tell you what, man, the Hunglas, freaking awesome. Normally I'd say, okay, let's go to the rack, but I'm just, I mean, I'm in love, man. Thank you, Essie. This thing, if I could, I'd get it pregnant. I would. This thing is just awesome. It's a beast. Well, you know what we didn't do? We didn't do any prying. So let's do a little prying. We'll just use the tree. And let's see. Oh yeah. Oh man. I just carved out a notch. Ugh. Yeah, oh yeah. You know, I sound like a B-rated, like one of those half porns on Cinemax. Ooh yeah. So Prying, I mean, is no problem. You're going to be able to use it for anything you want. Obviously, it's dead straight. The grind is perfect. There is no faults in the edge. Try to see if I can find something really light here. This is like paper, basically. And look at this. Look at this. This big blade I can control to shave the skin off of a hollow. This is a hollow tube. And I could just shave the skin off of that because this thing is so fine. Even after all that banging around, I did batoning with it. I did chopping with it. I just cut down all kinds of random little trees. I split open trees. I threw it into trees. I pried through trees. No matter what, this edge is going to hold. To be able to take the skin off a hollow tube that's basically paper, it's almost like shaving hair. Hoo-wee! Golly, I love this damn thing. So, guys, I'm telling you, if you're looking for a big camp knife to go with your survival knife, to go with your pocket knife, and you want the holy trio to be sitting on your waist, or attached to your bag, or in your pocket, which you better have some pretty damn big pockets if that's what you plan on doing with this one. I don't care what what your main purpose for your three knives are, because you always want to have three when you want your camp knife. And I'm talking not when you're walking down the street. You know what I'm talking about, being in the woods. You want your camp knife, you want your survival knife, and you want your pocket knife. You want your tight knife, even if it's a neck knife, something to do your little work with. But if you're gonna have your big three, this should be your big of your big three. It's just phenomenal. It's so easy to use. It's fun to use. It's not gonna be harmed. No knives were harmed in the making of this video. The only things that were harmed in the making of this video were the feelings of those other knives I pulled out, because they realized they are just subpar to this big guy right here. And this knife in my collection means those knives are going to get a little bit less play. Oh my goodness, I love this Essie. So, I'll tell you what, made in the USA, designed in the USA, just phenomenal. Randall's Adventure Training. There's a reason I have this sticker. Sorry, wrong finger. Hey guys, there's a reason I have this sticker on my back windshield in my car. It's because I believe in this product. There's only 2 stickers I have in the back of my car that are knife companies, and well, only 3 stickers altogether, and one just says Veteran. But there's Essie and there's Case. These are just 2 knife companies that I believe in so much that my car wears them. Phenomenal, guys. This is so freaking great. Now remember, retail's at $220, but search even on eBay, search for it. You're gonna find it between $160, $170, and that value. And a lot of people think, holy crap, that's a lot of money for a knife. No, it's a lot of money for a cheap knife. It's a lot of money for a knife that isn't this great. But as far as this knife is concerned, $160, $170, pocket change for something like this, because this is going to last you a lot longer than $160 is. Believe me, I buy a lot of shoes. I'm like a woman, I'm telling you. So $160, $170, Essie Hunglas, the greatest big knife you'll ever need to have in the woods. This thing is phenomenal. Oh, and you can defend yourself with it against any Bigfoot that comes your way anywhere. If somebody tries breaking into your house like Bigfoot, you could chop off Bigfoot's big hand, whoa, and leave them to rot. I love this thing. So I am Donnie B all day, and until next knife.